The term ESG has come up a couple times today, and it's interesting because just yesterday our CEO shared an article with me where apparently this weekend Larry Fink said that the term ESG has been weaponized. So, yeah, literally weaponized, especially in the United States. So, that's already got me, and I lead at ESG for our company, although that's not like in my title, but this is something that's very, very important to me. And so when he approached me with that, I think we often do. We just try to lump everything under ESG. So as we kind of start off earlier, are we talking about sustainability? Are we talking about circular economy? Are we talking about ESG? But you asked a relatively pointed question, and as for someone that goes through all of those ratings agencies and how they look at Berry and judge us, I can tell you that I've never once seen a checkbox or a question about do you use reusable pallets, right? And I don't think anyone was expecting that. But it's not going to be so specific. So how would it impact your ESG? And that I can tell you. So one of the most critical things as we look at greenhouse gas emissions, you're going to have the emissions associated with your purchased goods and services, as well as with your upstream and downstream shipping. So if you're doing this right, you are going to reduce your emissions by reusing that pallet and having less purchased goods. So your purchased goods and services emissions are going to go down, and then you're still going to have these shipping emissions, and maybe that actually increased from the milk runs, the back and forth. But ultimately, I can tell you for us, shipping is less than 10% of our total, right? So if you're reducing what you buy, which purchased goods and services is our largest category of greenhouse gas emissions for Scope 3, where this is reported. So you should have a net win in your greenhouse gas emissions. Another thing we report is our waste. How much waste do you generate? How much are you recycling? All those things. And I think that's another place where, plastic pallets and if you're able to divert some of your waste to make new pallets, et cetera, that's another place where it can come in. And then finally, just the storytelling. And I think that's ultimately, Tim, where you were probably mainly in is every year when we publish our sustainability reports, there's storytelling. I'm going to highlight these things that I've done, and when people read that, they're going to know that I'm not just doing this one little thing, but I'm applying that thinking across my whole business. So when we say ESG has been weaponized, it also ultimately gets to I hate to even bring up the Bud Light thing, especially here in St. Louis. But if you get too far out of your area for the sake of ESG, you can get penalized for it. Whereas if you're making good business decisions that make the business more money by increasing efficiency, and you also have an environmental story to tell, that's the ESG holy grail. That's the home run.